today we are talking about 10 things that you should be buying to save money at the grocery store to save thousands of dollars in 2024. Yes, it can still be done. People don't believe it can be done, but it can. Now, we're going to use our thumbnail picture first and show you guys. Look at this puppy here. Now, you can get boneless, skinless chicken breasts, organic boneless, skinless chicken breasts, $1 or 1.5 pounds. That makes it $10 a pound. $10 a pound for boneless, skinless chicken breasts. If instead you would buy the chicken leg quarters for $7.72 for 10 pounds. 10 pounds, guys. Now, that's 70 cents a pound for me, but a lot of my viewers have been telling me that they are getting these chicken leg quarters for 39 to 59 cents a pound. I had several people tell me that they have found these chicken leg quarters for 39 cents a pound. That doesn't even come close to being $10 a pound for organic chicken breasts. Now, this is one of those things, and I'm going to be doing a short video on this later because people have no idea how much money they are wasting on convenience foods. And quite frankly, boneless, skinless chicken breasts are not any more convenient than drumsticks. It takes me the same 5 minutes to put boneless, skinless in the oven as it does to put drumsticks in the oven. It's no slower. So that is the first thing that you need to be buying is the chicken legs, chicken quarters, the thighs, the whole chicken even. Those are so much cheaper than buying boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Now, let's say you get boneless, skinless for $1.29, $1.49 a pound. Okay, that might be worth it. You know, by the time you take out the bones and everything, we have figured, I did a video on this, I'll do another one, but we took the chicken bones away from the chicken. Is that how I say it? Took the chicken off the chicken bones, and we weighed it, and bones is about 50% of the weight. So when you're figuring these things and you're trying to figure if boneless, skinless is as cheap or cheaper than the thighs or drumsticks, that's a huge one that people make an excuse. Well, it's so much cheaper to buy boneless, skinless because I don't have the bones. No, it's not. So if you get 39 cents a pound for chicken leg quarters, it would be about 80 cents a pound, give or take. I've never seen boneless, skinless chicken breasts for 89 cents a pound or for 80 cents a pound ever in the entire 30 years that I've been doing this. Ever. Not even in the 1990s.
Well, there was a while where we ate nothing but chicken quarters.
Yeah.
And Tara was making the honey baked chicken and the maple glazed chicken and some of the other chicken recipes we haven't. The thing with what was cool with the quarters.
Volume 1. All those recipes in Volume 1.
Doesn't it?
It adds flavor, I think.
Well, it does. Well, the dark meat especially. The dark meat is amazing. But the other thing I was thinking is it kind of helps you figure out your portions a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Michael put the link back up there again. But guys, that's in our Volume 1, the honey baked maple glazed chicken. Dining on a Dime, really Volume 1. That is our number. Those are our 2 most popular recipes on our website, livingonadime.com.
Because they're so easy.
They are so easy. Michael, make a note right now that after the show, we'll put the links in on our website. But Dining on a Dime Volume 1, 25% off for our New Year's sale, guys. Right now the link is in the description below. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to have you buy here is instead of buying organic whole grain bread for $7.49
For bread?
Who in their ever-loving mind spends $7.49 on bread? I'm sorry. Sorry. Having a moment here. $7.49. So instead of buying $7.49 bread, what you need to get is just the regular Walmart bread. Instead of buying the regular, or instead of buying the organic, whole grain, all of this craziness, just get your regular $1.39 a pound or $1.39 a loaf bread from Walmart or your grocery store. If it goes on sale for 99 cents at the grocery store, grab it then. But this paying $7.49 for your bread is absolutely ridiculous. You don't need to be making homemade bread or anything like that. But if you just get the regular blue loaf at Walmart, yes, it has gone up significantly. Everybody says, oh, that white bread is just so bad for you. Listen, you're not eating an entire loaf of bread. You're having 1 or 2 pieces for breakfast and 1 or 2 pieces for your lunch. It's okay. It's okay. Now, I know bread has doubled since last year almost. Not quite. 70% is what it's gone up here. It was 83 cents, I think, last year, and now it's $1.39. So whatever that is, 70% or so. It has gone up, but that is still very affordable bread. There's nothing wrong with eating that. All right, the next one is, instead of making your morning smoothies, which, guys, you guys are putting kale and spinach and berries. One of these, now this is an orange and banana one because it's the one I happen to have a picture of, but instead of spending all this ridiculous amount of money on these smoothies, each of these smoothies could cost upwards of $5 each just for breakfast, depending on what you put in. If some people are putting an avocado in there, and they're putting kale, and they're putting all these berries, not only are they ridiculously high in calories, it's super, super expensive. So what I would do instead is just get yourself a good old thing of oatmeal. It does not take any longer to make oatmeal on the stove even. You can make it in the microwave if you don't want to get the pan out for the stove, which is fine. But just make your own homemade instant oatmeal. On my other YouTube channel, Super Easy Recipes, I'm going to be doing a video on how to make oatmeal in the microwave because it is so much cheaper. And I saw the most ridiculous thing at the grocery store the other day. And I want to buy it for the show, but I cannot bring myself to buy this microwave oatmeal kit, literally 20 cents of oatmeal in there for almost $6. Almost $6.
I just don't think people realize how much they're paying for convenience. I mean, you might as well hire a butler or a maid and a cook.
You could hire a butler for what some of these people are spending.
I know. Those people could actually do the work for you, and it would be the same amount of cost as the convenience that so many people pay.
Oh, man, everything. It's crazy. Okay, so let's go to the next one here. It is, get ready, dear. Are you ready for it to be my commenter do guy?
I'm not caught up yet.
All right. It is margarine. Whoa. Okay. Do you think can they handle this? All right. Every time I mention the word margarine, all the trolls come out and they absolutely lose their minds. $1.38 for margarine right there compared to $7. Guys, $1.38 versus $7. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, guys, seriously. If you want to cut your grocery bill, you are not going to be able to just be eating whatever you want. Some of you are in hock up to your eyeballs. You have so much debt that you can't even see straight. And you're spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your grocery bill a month. This is one of the ways to cut it. Get rid of the margarine. Now, I'm going to go ahead and be the devil's advocate here.
You said get rid of the margarine?
Or, get rid of the butter and eat the margarine. I'm going to be the devil's advocate here and read a comment I got. I recently started watching Goshen P channel. I heard you say that about margarine before. Then GP Goshen says, it is plastic. You guys are friends, but differ greatly on the subjects. What to believe? My response to this person was, you don't listen to either of us. You do the research for yourself like I have done for myself. This is not rocket science, people. It's not rocket science. Out of Goshen, it's Goshen Prepping now, but they used to be out of Goshen. We are super good friends with Eric and Ashley. We love Eric and Ashley. They totally disagree with us on margarine. That's fine. I'm not going to lose my friendship over margarine. Are you kidding me? How petty are you if you're going to be that type of person? But I've done the research for myself. I've actually looked at the ingredients in margarine. It is oil. That's all it is. It's just whipped up oil. And personally, Eric can say whatever he wants. I don't really care. But personally, when I have looked up, is margarine one molecule from plastic? I'm not finding that anywhere. It's kind of like saying that hydrogen peroxide is one molecule, or that water is one molecule away from hydrogen peroxide. Well, it is. And if you drink a whole gallon of hydrogen peroxide, it'll probably kill you, or at least make you really sick. But it's not water. Just because it's close and made the same doesn't mean that it actually is. This is just basic chemistry.
And that whole bit about being one atom away or whatever is complete rubbish. Like some YouTuber made that up. You know, the funny thing about the question that I was thinking is, they say, Goshen says that, we say this, who to believe. It sounds like it's a popularity contest and whoever wins a popularity contest is right. Well, the reality is facts are facts.
Research.
And, you know, I think it's fine if Eric likes to use butter. I mean, I like butter, but I don't think that there's any indication that margarine is a problem, except some YouTubers said it. And the thing is, YouTubers aren't scientists. So it's not a popularity contest. It's a look at actual data and see what you think that data is saying.
So my whole point is, stop just listening to everybody on the internet, including us. Do the research for yourself.
We'll listen and then verify. Just like you do if you read the Bible. Just like you should do.
Yes, exactly. Okay, the next thing is that you should buy in the grocery store is turkeys, hams, and other meats that stretch but are very cheap. Turkeys were 59, 49, 39 cents a pound just a month ago. I have 2 more turkeys still in my freezer. Guys, one turkey that costs $6 to $10 can easily get you 30 to 40 meals. 30 to 40 meals easily. It's cheap. It's easy to cook. Our 2-ingredient turkey recipe, Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, livingonadime.com. Guys, testify if you have used our turkey recipe. It is the absolute best turkey recipe you will ever eat. It's 2 ingredients and literally takes 5 minutes to make. Literally 5 minutes. And then when I pick all the turkey, the meat just falls off the bones, it takes me like 10 minutes to get the turkey carcass cleaned off, put into pre-portioned sizes for my family for the next several meals. And we've got turkey dinners in the freezer that I just pull out, throw in the oven, and I've got dinner ready. It is so stinking simple. It is easy. It is unbelievable. Kathy says, best turkey recipe ever. Another easy recipe. Love, it's easy to cook. Yes. Karen says it's easy to cook. The only way she will cook it now. It is so stinking simple. But guys, if you would buy turkeys or buy hams that are super cheap and that meat will stretch. That will help you get way more out of your grocery budget. And you can easily have dinners for $2, $3, $4 easily. Next one, frozen vegetables. I know this might be controversial also, but guys, sometimes you just can't afford fresh vegetables. Now, we are very fortunate in that our groceries are still the cheapest in the entire world. So as Americans, we cannot be complaining about the price of groceries at all. It doesn't even compare. Some places in the world, 75% of their income goes to buying food because it is so super stinking expensive. It's ridiculous. We are so fortunate that we can easily get by with $80 to $100 per person per month and eat extremely well. That is not living on beans and rice. That is eating good, healthy food that your family loves. So, fresh vegetables are very plentiful here. But if it is cheaper to buy frozen vegetables are just as healthy as fresh vegetables. Just buy the frozen broccoli if it's cheaper. Buy the frozen green beans if it's cheaper. Buy the frozen beans if it's cheaper. That is another way to stretch your grocery bill. The next one is things like, now, I can't believe I didn't have a picture of the French bread, but buying things on clearance, see how they have the marked down baked goods here at my Walmart, but you can get French bread. You can get rolls. We had French dip last night for dinner. Wasn't it delicious?
It was delicious.
We had French dip for dinner last night. You can get French bread for 70 cents a loaf instead of $1.49. You can get the rolls for 12 of them for $2.50. They had marked down the other day at my Walmart. Go get the clearance food. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that the store has to sell it, and then you still have 3 to 4, 5 days, depending on the item, that you can eat it fresh, or you can take it home and throw it in your freezer and then pull it out later and eat it for something. So buy your foods on clearance because that is a huge way to save money. All right. Next,
the butter margarine. What was the one? What was the two?
One was if you're okay with eating margarine. Two is if margarine will never touch your mouth.
Because it looks like it's about 75% okay eating margarine, 25% margarine will never. What's 75% one, 25% two. But a lot of people say if butter's a good price, I'll get it because I like butter better. But
I'm okay with it.
But I'm fine with margarine.
Yeah. That's where we are.
That's where we are.
Yeah.
And the reality is, it's funny because I went and looked. I mean, I've done so much looking on this. And actually, when we get to it, Karen Zedney Jared she says it's not related to plastic. The term plastic fat is simply a term that scientists use to describe the process it is made from, whipping oils and flavors to create it. We learned about how it was done in my medical training. Yeah. So I think she's a nurse. So what I've noticed is Mayo Clinic says the Mayo Clinic says on their website that margarine is healthier, and they're saying that for heart health. Some other people say, well, I don't know, I think maybe butter's healthier. And the reality is it appears that from the perspective of most doctors, that's kind of about the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But some people, just get really bent out of shape one way or the other, mostly one way.
The next thing to buy is frozen pizza. You're going to be like, what, Tara? What in the heck are you talking about? Buying frozen pizza? Listen, I would rather have you buy a frozen pizza and have it on hand at home than to come home from work tired and exhausted and order pizza and spend $50 to $75 ordering pizza takeout or DoorDash. I would much rather you spend $4 on a frozen pizza and eat that with a bag of broccoli. And right there, you've got $6 for dinner. $6 for dinner versus $50 to $75. Which one would you rather? Let me put it into another perspective. If you're working and you're making $20 an hour, that means for the $6 for homemade pizza and vegetables, you would spend about 20 to 30 minutes working versus $50 to $75. We'll round up to 80 because that's what a lot of people are spending, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. That means you're working 5 hours for a pizza that's only slightly better. Is that really worth working 5 hours for your dinner? You have to start putting this in true number perspective, and nobody is doing that. And you have to start putting it in perspective. Is it worth spending 5 hours working for dinner or 30 minutes? Now, if it's worth it for you to work 5 hours, that's fine. You go right ahead. But then don't complain that you hate your job and how much you hate your job, because that's your choice. The next thing is eggs. Go buy eggs if you want to save money in 2024. You can save thousands of dollars. Listen, this goes back to the frozen pizza thing. I would rather have you buy some pancake mix and eggs and make breakfast for dinner in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whipping up some pancakes and scrambled eggs and cutting up an apple or cutting up an orange or something like that for your dinner, than spending a boatload of money eating out. Eggs are so versatile. You can fry them and have an egg sandwich for lunch. You can hard boil them and have an egg salad sandwich for lunch. You can eat them for breakfast, umpteen different ways, omelets, fried eggs, scrambled eggs, a frittata, all those different ways. You can do all those same meals for dinner. So you have a quick, easy dinner to get you in and out of the kitchen fast without spending a lot of time and money. And even when eggs were ridiculous last year at the beginning of the year, they were still way cheaper than eating out. I would have rather have had you buy a dozen eggs for $5 to feed your family 2 or 3 dinners, depending on how many people are in your family, of scrambled eggs and pancakes, than to spend $50 to $75, $80 getting delivery pizza. Seriously, this is how you change your grocery budget and start getting your debt paid off so that you're not always so close to the edge and stressed out all the time.